What's happening, party people? I am still in Cincinnati. Man, I spent the last 2 days, the hottest days of the year here in Cincinnati, cleaning out some of my garage. And man, found a couple of tools I was looking for, a few parts that people need, and we are getting that thing cleared out. I found out that the gas company's been trying to get into the garage over the past, they say, 6 months to do their, I guess, safety inspection for the decade. Every 10 years, they got to get in there and check their equipment, make sure it's not leaking and stuff like that. And nobody's been letting them in. And I got a bunch of stuff in there. Some of it was in the way of them getting back there to the meter. So clearing that out, I should be done with that today. It won't be all cleared out, but it'll be enough for them to get back in there and do what they need to do, and it'll be a good start on getting that cleaned up. The end goal is to have that organized for parts, especially parts I need to sell on the website and use to fix cars. Also, put lemonade in there and let that car be out of the elements so it don't be involved in any accidents or just decaying with the sun and the weather, stuff like that. So I'm work on that again today. So this will be day 3. Other than that, I had a few people give donations towards my printer. I appreciate that. We're still not at the 10% mark, but we're getting a little closer. I want to thank Thomas R., Owen E., John K., James G., Philip K. James G. Sent another, I think, donation, and somebody goes by GJ. Hey, I appreciate your support. And again, anything anybody could send is appreciated. I don't recommend people sending less than $5. If you send something on PayPal, do it as friends and family. People doing it at CashApp. I had a couple on Venmo. And hey, I appreciate the support. And of course, you could look at the description area and send something through the mail if you don't do this electronic stuff. So appreciate your support. Now, there are people asking me, do I still travel around to fix cars? Man, when you ask a question like that, you just telling on yourself that you're not watching daily. And there's a video linked in the description area that tells you how to search for videos. A lot of these daily videos are fragmented. You're not supposed to use those as repair guides. Get in the YouTube page, type in something along the lines of ABS module replacement, Volvo RobertDIY, CV axle replacement, Volvo RobertDIY, and that'll pull my videos up in the top of the search results. Man, let me tell you something. YouTube is very competitive. My views are down probably another 10%, and probably half of what they were a year ago on the daily videos. People not watching these daily videos, I hate to say it, I may just stop doing them because they take me a couple hours to do them. And when you make $3-4 after a couple hours of work, man, I'd be better off sharecropping than making these daily videos. But I know there's some people that like them. There's a lot of good tips that go into them, so I'm gonna do them as long as I can. But you know, if they're not watched and people don't care, there's no reason to do them. I started them back 13 years ago because people requested that I make videos every day. Now it doesn't seem like they care. So if you care, let me know with a thumbs up. My engagement is so low that YouTube don't recommend the videos. I know some creators have gone to once a week, once every 2 weeks making a video, and I don't know if that matters on their engagement, but hey, their views, engagement, and YouTube income is down as well. So it's things going on across the board. Back when I was a kid, everybody wanted to be in the NFL, the NBA, and you know, other kids used to want to play hockey. But man, now everybody wants to be some kind of YouTube creator, content creator, and they don't have the same goals as some of us have. My goal is to help the people understand auto mechanics and get stuff done in a detailed video presentation that helps them get through that repair. Not all people have that. They just want to generate a video that gets views, whether they're good views or bad views, whether they help somebody or not. They're in the game to make some money, and that's crowding up the field. Used to have 30 people on the field. Now you got 300 doing the same video. And of course, when I do instructional videos, like I'm probably going to post today, I try to make those videos realistic, as full as possible, so that people can see the challenges they may face in getting into this job, the challenges that I had. I could slice that video down, make it look like an FCP video where nothing goes wrong, and that won't help people that have something go wrong. But I also include the stuff that didn't work out the way it should, so that, hey, that you may be faced with something other than a easy job. So that's what I do. I try to help people get through that stuff, show them how I get through it. Man, I get people contact me all the time with questions about stuff that's going on, and I take the time to send them a special custom private video just to show them how to get through that stuff. I'm not charging people $100 an hour to do that. Of course, they drag their car to some mechanic and have him do that 5-minute fix. It'll cost them $150. Besides all that, I appreciate you all tuning in today. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's clips. And if you haven't and you can, help me out with that printer thing. I'll appreciate it. And hey, have a great day. Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert. That's me. This video contains things that I encounter throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you can click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. What's happening, party people? In case you don't know, I'm doing a little bit, I guess you would call it, of a fundraiser. If you want to help me out with it, that'd be great. I'm trying to get a entry-level professional t-shirt printer. It also prints other things that I could put on various amount of things. So if you want to get involved with that, check the link in the description area. I appreciate your help. Anybody that donates to that or whatnot, I can also credit the amount that you help me out with back to you in the form of a 20% discount of anything that you have me involved with. So if you have me do some work, I can give you 20% discount until you use up the amount that you helped me with on that printer. So there's that. I appreciate your support. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's clips. 850 drama. Look at these wiper blades on Panther. Why is that arm so high off the windshield? It's ridiculous. This needs to be bent right about there. Time to do a little bit of work today. As you may remember, the other day I was doing the brake pads on this car, and what you may not know is one of the parking brakes locked up when I put them in service mode. I believe it was this caliper here. So whenever you're going to do the brake pads on these cars, you need a scanner, electronic OBD2 tool to put the calipers in service mode. When I did that on this car, this caliper locked up. I don't know if it blew the fuse or not. I didn't check the fuse. I'll check that in a minute. But the fact that it locked up, I don't even know if this is working anymore, but it appears to be because the rotor is clean. Rotors build rust up like overnight. However, the parking brake system is in-op. It has a warning on the dash when you start the car, and when you drive from 0 to 10 miles an hour, it beeps, and over 10 miles an hour, it beeps at a more rapid pace, which is very annoying. You can't really drive like that. So we purchased a caliper, and I'm going to go ahead and replace that caliper now. I thought the caliper would be a lot more money since it has that electronic module on it that sets the parking brakes, but it was affordable in my opinion. I rushed delivery, paid about $230 to get it here. Has a $50 core on it, but due to the fact that you got a braking system warning that's annoying as crap, you can't wait 4 or 5 days to fix it unless you can park the car. It's my daughter's only car. Unless she's going to drive one of mine, she can't drive hers. So mine is not as comfortable as hers, and I thought I was going out of town, so I rushed delivered it. Not going out of town, so it's not a big deal. At any rate, in this video, we're going to replace this caliper. Let's get started. Since this car has an issue, the first thing I'm going to do is check the fuses. The fuses for this parking brake system are back here. This vehicle has 4 or 5 different fuse panels, which can be annoying. But let's see if we can see the fuses for this one. I guess this is the cover for the fuses. Squeeze that tab in, pull it off, and there's a few fuses there. I could test them with a multimeter, or I could pull them out to test them. I think it's these 30 amp parking brake ones. The top 2. One's left, one's right. I don't have my multimeter handy, so I'm going to borrow the fuse puller from up here. Well, heck, I don't see a fuse puller up here. Jeez Louise. Let me go get a fuse puller out of one of my other cars, since this one doesn't have a fuse puller. Oh wait, there's a fuse puller in the lid. Take this out and go pull a fuse. So to use a fuse puller, of course, you slide the puller over the fuse, squeeze it, and pull it out. That fuse looks good. I'm gonna pull the next one out. They're all good. I'm gonna check the other 2 as well. And man, this whole panel is loose. Somebody's got this unlatched from where it's supposed to be latched in the car. So let me try to get that latched in properly. I pulled the whole fuse panel harness in since it was handy for me. Heck, I don't know if that red thing is a fuse puller or not. But anyway, let me put this back. The fuses look good. Fuses are good, so I'm going to go ahead and secure the panel, put the cap back on it, and put this back. And let me show you the warning on the instrument cluster. So there's the message on the dash. Let me show you the information on the scanner. Starting to like this code reader more and more each day. As you can see, it says there's a fault. Diagnostics report. There's a error code in the ECM, which is a fuel pressure and parking brake module. Click on parking brake module and it says it's abnormal. So you can share this information, or you can go back to the diagnostics area. You can hit end session or let it go ahead and run it, but I'm gonna go reset brake system. Okay. Then you're gonna see the error code. Let me show you something. I connected it to our Wi-Fi here, so it now has internet access. And while I was here, it brought up a error message. Let's see where the Volvo is. Ignition switch is on. Yeah, whatever. Auto select. It did find the vehicle because the vehicle was new enough for them to assume people was. We're going to start service mode because we need to replace that caliper. And it's not doing anything because it's already stuck in service mode because that caliper locked up. That's what I did last time. The brake caliper is working for normal braking, but it's not working for the parking brake system. It's trying to put the system in service mode and it can't because that caliper's locked up. Okay, let's back up here. See, it says maintenance mode. Yes, both of them are released. Okay, so we'll go exit there, exit here. Volvo. Okay. I'm gonna read this error code. I'm gonna show you something.
I'm surprised that part got here so quick.
I ordered it overnight.
Shoot, they've been messing with the mail. The mail been jacked up all week.
Well, that ain't got nothing to do with mail. That's UPS. Found the vehicle type. Select system to scan. Parking brake module. Read code fault. There's the codes on there. Right motor. Failure. Control module not configured. Program. So you do code search and check out what happens. It goes on the internet and gives you information related to the error code that you have. That is freaking awesome. And it's actually relevant information. Anyway, we know we're in the service mode. I'm gonna go ahead and replace that caliper. I broke all the lug nuts loose. I have a lock on there, so I'll use that to break that loose. I also have the sockets that do not mar up the wheels or try to prevent that. I jacked the vehicle up, put on the jack stand, lowered it on the jack stand. Now I'm gonna go ahead and remove the wheel. But you can see that the parking brake is not set because the wheel turns. When I was working on this the other day, I could not get the new pads on because I couldn't spread the piston enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and open the box, unbox the caliper, get it prepared to install on here before I break any of this stuff loose. So once I remove the caliper, I don't have to remove the bracket. But once I remove the caliper, I'll take this hydraulic line, swap it over, and then I'll unplug the caliper from here. So let me go ahead and get the replacement one prepared, grease up the slide pins and stuff like that. Hopefully it has that in there, and get it prepared to plug in, and then I'll take this one loose. TRW is the brand I got. I couldn't get the OEM one from the dealership because they were 4 days out. I needed one tomorrow. This is the quickest one I could get, but I trust TRW parts. Absolutely. Now these come in two different sizes. You have vented rotors and you have solid rotors. So make sure you order the right one for the car you have. This is right rear. Let's unbox it. Well, how nice is this? It has new bolts, new boots. I wish it had new slide pins because one of these slide pins were destroyed. And it has a special word on there that we all like to see. Right there. And there it is. It looks like the piston is retracted all the way. There's the electrical module. I got to unplug and plug in. Had some kind of zip tie around that one, so someone's messed around with it before. And I'll need to bleed it, of course, so I'll break this bleeder loose. And I'll swap the wire over to that. So I'm gonna put some brake parts lubrication here when I get ready to install it. Let's go ahead and break this one loose and remove that with an Allen because that's where the hydraulic line gets screwed in at. So let me go ahead and remove that. This screw in here is a hex 5, or if you have Torx available, it's a Torque 30. So unscrew that. Put that in the core you got. To my surprise, these have a cord. That bolt right there is an 11, so I'm gonna break that loose and prepare to put that in. It has a guide pin right there that goes in right there, so it should be easy not to mess that up. You can also probably switch it over pretty quick. Just don't cross thread it going in. I'm gonna put a drip pan under here to catch the brake fluid that I'm going to lose, and it wasn't too tight. I did break it loose, so I'm gonna go ahead and move the line over and then work on getting the caliper loose and out of the way. It's a banjo bolt. It's got crush washers on it, and that crush washer is damaged. Look at that thing. I need to find a crush washer for that. Found a crush washer. Took me a few minutes, but not too long. Let me get this thing lined up in here. Get this. Oops. Banjo bolt in place. Crush washer in place. Get this bolt started by hand and tighten it down, probably about 65 Newton meters. Let me check the instructions. I don't see no torque value on that. I should. It say torque at the specifications. How about what the gas tank specification is? So I don't destroy the gas tank thing.
I ain't never seen that silver.
Huh?
I said, I ain't never seen that silver thing.
This?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's how they look when they're brand new. A week later, they look like this. I got the caliper off, but the plot is thickening. You see a wire came loose out of the plug. The plug's got tape going all the way up to its securing point. So somebody's been jacking around with this heavy duty before. Don't know why, but I gotta fix it. Make sure that wire don't back out when I plug this back in. So when you get the pads in place, make sure they wiggle easy. They're not binding up in the brackets there. Easy wiggling. All right, let me go ahead and try to fix this plug, put it back in this socket thing, and then plug it into the caliper. That may be why I had an error, because when I moved this doing the brake pads, even though the caliper was bad and did not retract all the way, it wouldn't reset because this wire was probably out of the plug and I didn't notice that. So let me go ahead and put that in the plug and plug it into the caliper. I got the wire pushed all the way into the plug. I got the cap on the back, but I'm going to look for a replacement wire harness for this car in the meantime. So let me go ahead and plug that into the caliper. Make sure it stays seated. I probably should have put this cover on after I plugged it in and then install the caliper. I already lubricated my slide pins yesterday or the day before, so let me go ahead and hook that up and install the caliper. I got new boots on. I got the bolts torqued in to 24 foot-pounds. I held it with this slim 15 on that inner bolt. I got the shims in, the pads in. Now I'm gonna get this electrical connector on and I'll bleed this caliper. I did not hear it snap in place, so I'm gonna go get a zip tie and follow suit with a zip tie so it don't back out. Calipers will almost bleed themselves. I opened up the bleeder and after about 10 seconds fluid started coming out. So I'm gonna close it off. Then I'm gonna have somebody help me and get this bled the rest of the way. So let me close that off. This needs to be snug. After you get done bleeding it, wash everything down with brake force cleaner. Get that brake fluid off of stuff. Let it dry and then start the car. Apply the brakes a few times. Check it for leaks. If you don't have no leaks, you're all done. Put the wheel on. Started the vehicle. Applied the brakes several times. I don't see anything leaking. So I'm gonna cap this and call this done. You could test the parking brakes with the wheel off or on. I'm gonna put the wheel on and test it, leave it on jacks and come back here and try to spin it. But hey, you can run the system through with the wheel off. Let's do that. So you see the rotor does move right now. Let's go activate the parking brake system with the scanner. So you hold this down for 3 seconds, put the car in run, get your scanner. Let's go back home, reset. Wants me to back out of that. I'm gonna go reset, brake reset, okay. Okay, Volvo. Okay, ignition's on. Okay, all that good stuff. Automatic select. Okay, it's got the vehicle. Activation service. Okay. We could do an installation check or exit service retract pads. Deactivates the service modes. The brake pads return to neutral operation. I did hear them function. So, I hear some more action going on. Operations are complete. Check to see if they're totally retracted. I could go try to turn the rotor. Let me go do that. And it says they're neutral. Maintenance mode, no. Left pad applied, right pad applied. Release, no. Right release, no. Release, no, release, no. All right, so let's go see where the pad is after coming out of the service mode. They are applied. Parking brakes are applied, like the computer said. Let's do an installation scan, see what it does there. Right now, the parking brakes are applied. And it says parking brake up there. So, good deal. The scanner does know what's going on. We're going to exit here. Let's do an installation check. See what that does. I heard him run. Everything went to no. The caliper should be released. Let me go check that. Make sure the caliper is released. Yes, it's released. Look like we're going to be good to go. Probably have no more error code. I'll probably need to clear that code though. Activate the parking brakes. Yep, they are on. Wait a second. Release, no. All right, so they should be activated. Release parking brakes. And the light went out. Let me try it with the switch. Push to lock them. Sound like it worked. Pull to release them. Gotta push your foot on the brake. All right, they're released. Let's go put the wheel on and take it for a test drive. As you can see, we have no brake error. I'm going to check the scanner to see if there's a code stored in there. I'm selecting the parking brake module. Read fault codes. Right motor general failed. It is still there. So let me. There was 2 codes here. Now there's only 1. So let me clear the fault codes. Please wait a half a minute and then scan it again. So we'll scan it after our drive. Took it for a test drive, read codes again, no code. So we are good to go. Just have to deal with the other codes that we have in the ECU system. Well, it says that we don't have any codes in the ECU. Readiness complete, readiness not complete, supported, data stream supported, ignition spark. I guess we're good to go. There it is. 2 codes in there. Must be pending. I'm click report. And I'm going to share this with the owner. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.